When I went to Boston, I had never been there before, and I'd never seen the Celtics play. But when I arrived in Boston, I had a friend waiting for me, and that was Red Auerbach.
Basketball is a team game. If you have the ability to have fondness for each other, that takes care of a lot of ills. Sure, I know it doesn't take the place of talent, but you get both, and you got an unbeatable situation.
I think I would have been successful, but I don't think I would have been as successful for any other coach. And I never felt like I was working for Red. I always felt we were working together.
Welcome back to NBA Today as we continue to remember and celebrate the life, the basketball, the work of Bill Russell. And now I'm joined once again by Marc Spears and an incredibly special guest, Marc, Red Auerbach, the daughter of the legendary Celtics head coach, Red Auerbach. Randy, thank you so much for being here, for just sharing a sliver of the stories that you have about Bill and your father. And I wanted to start there if we could. Your dad coached Bill Russell for 10 years. They won 9 championships together, but their relationship, it went so far beyond what we saw on the court. What stories stand out to you?
I think that their friendship was a universal friendship, and I think it just went beyond anything in terms of touchy-feely or verbalizing it. They just knew they had each other's back, and as my dad was getting older and not very well, Bill would call and they would check in, and it's a lot of grunting, how you doing, that type of thing. And Bill and his wife Marilyn drove cross country, and they stopped to see him, and he was with his cane, and Russ came in and they chatted, and as they left, my father walks him out, and gets up with the cane and says, "Don't fall. You don't want to fall at this age." And Bill kind of took it in and later realized how it was a metaphor for take care. And that was the last time they really had seen each other. And so it was a very poignant moment.
It seemed like they just spoke the same language, had this unspoken, could look at each other and understand what they were thinking and saying from talking to you. And when your father retired as the head coach of the Boston Celtics, he named Bill Russell as his successor, making him the first ever black head coach of any major sports team, not just of basketball. And that was in 1966. So what did your dad share with you about the decision that he made there? Well,
he was very concerned for Bill's, future, and I think Bill would not be able to play for any other coach. He had, some of his coaches were not as in sync, let's say, his college coach or the Olympic coach, and he and my father had just a great rapport and understanding, and I think my father felt that Russell still had playing time, and nobody would be able to coach Bill better than Bill, if not for himself. And so he offered Bill the job, and I think Bill thought about it, didn't immediately, jump, oh yes. And I think equally Bill realized that it wasn't a gift. It was how to keep the quality of the team, and they were a team. I mean, it wasn't. Russell was the leader, but it was a team. It was a family, and at that time, trades were not as prevalent. So you had a lot of players that played their whole careers together, from Cousy and the Jones boys and Satch and Havlicek, and they all played together. It was a family. It was, and it did extend off the court.
Absolutely.
I wanted to ask you, I know you're still close with the Russell family. You talked to his daughter, Karen, yesterday. Tell me about that conversation that you had with her and how close the family, you guys are like sisters.
We're like sisters, yeah. We call ourselves sisters from another father.
I like that.
Because we have the same shared sense of experience and depth of knowledge. And I just wrote Karen, and I said, no words. And she wrote back, yeah. And we spoke afterwards. And I said, you know, remember you're losing two people. You're losing Bill Russell, the icon, and you're losing your dad. And you have to be able to integrate that on your terms. And I felt that certainly when my dad died, and not to the extent that, you know, Karen is, I mean, Bill's an icon and in so many worlds. And you have to come to terms with that. It's hard. It's very hard because it's your dad. It's personal, and yet he represented so much to so many, and you have to allow those people in. You know, you want to be private. You want to hold on to that, but you have to understand that he represented much more.
It's a private mourning, and then there's also the mourning of a legend that so many people felt that they had a piece of in the basketball world and beyond.
Absolutely.
Randy, thank you so much for just sharing a fraction of the stories that you have about your father and Bill Russell. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.